Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Mokarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this was a recent news as of earlier today from the stock market today. I believe the Dow Jones was down negative 39 points, and it had a good solid gain earlier today. I believe the NASDAQ and S&P 500 was up today, and the Dow Jones slipped lower of negative 39 points, 39.32 I believe. And then you got a jobs report coming out Friday morning, according to the reports I was looking at. And this article was published by Ed Carson as of February the 2nd, 2023 at 6:33 p.m. Eastern Time. And it reads, Dow Jones futures falls as Apple, Google, Amazon skid jobs reports looms. And keep this in mind, I believe I did a sit-down lesson about 2 days ago about Google, Amazon, and other major tech job companies that they was going to lay off a lot of people. I believe a lot of 100,000 people when that news broke out as well too. So keep that in mind as well too. As Dow Jones future falls as Apple, Google, Amazon skid jobs report looming. Market rally due for pullback, ? And it says the Dow Jones future fails after hours long with the S&P 500 futures and especially the NASDAQ futures with Apple stock, Amazon.com, and Google parent Alphabet, GOOGL falling late earnings. Meanwhile, the January job reports is on tap for Friday morning. And it says the stocks market rally genuinely advanced yet again, but some divergent. The NASDAQ surge as Meta platforms, the Meta spiked 23%, and S&P 500 and the Russell 2000 also had strong gains, but the Dow Jones edged lower. Right, and that's the negative 39.23 as of today. And it says other techs followed by Meta, Google, stock, Amazon, Microsoft, MSFT, and Apple, AAPLA, all retake their 200-day lines. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 backed off mid-afternoon highs, and some of the hottest stocks such as Tesla pair gain, but the index short up support heading into the close. Still, the market rally could be due for a breather or pullback after such strong gains in recent days, along with the Thursday night mega cap earnings. Friday's job report is on tap. The key earnings is Apple, Google, Qualcomm, Ford Motors, and all report after Thursday's close. So it says Apple earnings and revenue fell short. The AAPL fell 2% in index action. Shares popping 3.7 to 150.82 on Thursday, closing above 200-day line for the first time nearly in 5 months. But Apple stock could test or undercut that key level on Friday. Amazon earnings slightly missed with revenues top. The immersive cloud computing giant Q1 revenue guidance midpoint was below consensus. The Amazon stock fell slowly overnight, signaling a move back below 200-day line. Sharing jumped 7.4% to 112.91 on Thursday. Google's earning and revenue slightly missed views. GOOGL stock declined slightly late. Sharping leaped 7.3 to 107.74, topping its 200-day line for the first time in 10 months. Qualcomm earnings squid past views while the revenue slightly missed. Guidelines for the current quarter was generally low. The consistency of Qualcomm stock retreat modestly overnight. Shares fell 1.9 to 135.85 on Thursday. And after fell, Apple and 5G chip maker QRVO tumbled on weak guidance. Qualcomm stock climbed 3.9 Wednesday, extended its move above the 200-day line. Ford earnings fell short. Ford stock tumbles and extended trade shares hard rally 4% to 14.34% on Thursday, nearing a 14.77 by 0.8 double bottom base on Thursday's morning. Ford report January U.S. sales meaning better than expected industry-wide sales to 2023. Ford has already cleared an early entry on Tuesday, Wednesday, following a General Motors GM. And it says the jobs report. The Labor Department will release jobs report at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Economists is expected to see non-farm payrolls rise about 185,000 after December's 223,000. That will be a 2-year low. The job rate will stick higher to 3.6. Jobless rates, which was formerly 3.5, is going to go to 3.6 according to experts. It says average hourly earnings are expected to rise 4.4 versus a year early cooling future further after December 4.6%. The Federal Reserve will likely to see more significant cooling in the jobs market despite continuing big layoffs announcements, especially in tech company jobs, which I announced early in the video. It says announcement, especially in tech job openings, are high while jobless claims are trending low. But the Fed Chair Jeremy Powell said Wednesday it is very gratifying to see inflation starting to cool, even with the labor market tight. It says the Dow Jones futures today. The Dow Jones futures dipped 0.25% versus fair value as the S&P 500 futures fell 0.6% and NASDAQ 100 futures slumps to 1.2%. The Apple stock is a Dow Jones and S&P and NASDAQ composite stock. Google and Chrome, all S&P 500 and NASDAQ holding. Several softwares were sliding on earnings report as well. The job report will no doubt swing Dow Jones future and Treasury years before the opening. Right, so when the jobs reports come out, and then you had the meetings of the Federal Reserve, they're going to increase the federal interest rates. I believe they raised it up a little bit more, even though they've been seeing a decline of inflation. And I'm going to read this again. It says the job reports will no doubt swing down future and Treasury yields before the opening. Right before the opening, they're going to bring out the jobs report. The jobs and labor report data statistics starting tomorrow around about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. And we're going to see how the stocks, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ composite, and all other markets, what we'll see how it's going to react of a positive gain or a negative gain. As the job data report and labor report comes out tomorrow, it says the job report will no doubt swing down future and treasury yields before the open. Remember that overnight action, the down futures and other elsewhere doesn't necessarily translate into actual trading in the regular stock market session. It says the stock market rally. The stock market rally diverged Thursday with the Dow Jones lagging and the the Nasdaq running higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Edge down 0.1%. And Thursday's stock market trading, the S&P 500 index jumped 1.5%. And the Nasdaq Composite soared 3.25%. The small cap Russell 200 popped 2%, and the Microsoft stock popped 4.7% on Thursday, clearing its 200-day line and long-term trend line offering, and Quissack broke through from the bottom base. And it says U.S. crude oil prices fell 0.7 to 75.88 a barrel after sinking 74.7 intraday. The 10-year yield was flat at 3.4% after sinking a 3.34 intraday, the lowest since September 13. The dollar rose modestly, which is kind of average, Thursday, but after tumbling Wednesday to the worst level since last spring. So as you see right here, as it says, the Dow Jones future fall as Apple, Google, Amazon, SkidJobs reports loom and market rally due for a pullback. So a job reports and labor data statistic reports is going to be coming out tomorrow, like I mentioned again, at around 8:30 Eastern time, before the stocks open, to see if it's going to have a positive gain or a negative gain once these job reports comes out. So as the S&P and Nasdaq, the S&P and the Nasdaq Composite has good solid gains today, while the Dow Jones slowly dipped negative 39.32. So we'll see how the markets react tomorrow for Friday of April 3rd, 2023. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying of the reading of this news article as of February 2nd, 2023 from investors.com for the stock markets today. And I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, like I mentioned again. And until next time, I will say shalom.